Good morning, everyone, and welcome to RedisDays 2022 live from London. It is so good to be back among Redis family. We have an exciting March planned, and today marks the start of 3 virtual events, London, San Francisco, and New York, full of announcements, learnings, and fun. My name is Mike Anand. I'm the CMO at Redis, and I'll be your MC for the show. So let's get started. It's my pleasure to welcome our co-founder and CEO, Ofer Bengal, to kick things off and deliver today's keynote. Ofer, please.
Welcome to the world of real-time data. Welcome to the world of Redis. I'm excited to open this series of RedisDays in London, San Francisco, and New York. In the past 2 years, we saw how COVID resulted in exponential growth of online services. Some believe that digital transformation roadmaps have squeezed 10 years into just 2 years. This is reshaping almost every industry. Established firms are forced to dramatically improve their customer experience, move online, or risk falling behind. Customers have gone from visiting banks less than 10 times a year to logging into their mobile banking apps almost every day. They are demanding omni-channel instantaneous experiences. Research by eCata, a MasterCard company and a customer of Redis, found that 73% of consumers say that when they are trying to create an account or process a transaction, the process should happen instantaneously. 66% of users will abandon a site due to friction. Furthermore, and not surprisingly, an overwhelming 92% majority expect a fast, frictionless experience while also getting one that is as reliable and as secure as possible. Now, imagine a day in the life of an online person like all of us today. You wake up and check your chat messages. You order your coffee or meal online. You check the fastest transport means to get to work and book it. You purchase items online and confirm a delivery date. You book a flight. You book a hotel room. You pay with your credit card at a physical store. You play an online game. In all of these experiences, you use real-time data without noticing it. You expect instant user experience from all these applications, and what makes it happen is real-time data, enabled by open source Redis and Redis Enterprise, our real-time data platform. And this is not limited to these examples only. Real-time data at scale is used today in every industry, from financial institution to e-commerce, in smart manufacturing, in gaming, in airlines and hospitality services, digital mobility, telecommunications, shipping services, social media, healthcare, online advertising, and cybersecurity. You hear the term real-time data and real-time apps a lot, but what exactly do they mean? A reasonable response time in an online user interaction should not exceed 100 milliseconds from the time of triggering a query, meaning clicking your laptop or tapping your phone, until the response is received. Considering the latency of the round trip over the internet, the application processing time, and the fact that each user's query typically triggers many data operations, the data layer must respond in less than 1 millisecond to each data operation in order to guarantee this overall 100 millisecond response time. However, while compute performance improved millionfold in the past 2-3 decades, Database technology, which is so foundational to any application stack, didn't follow suit. Most modern databases carry out data operations in anywhere between 50 to 500 milliseconds on average, resulting in an unacceptable end-to-end application response time, which can be seconds or sometimes even more. On top of that, many of today's applications are receiving updates from many data sources in parallel, multiple times per second, and as a result, need to update the data layer at a high frequency, sometimes millions of operations per second, in order to derive valuable insights. However, modern databases can support throughput levels of only a few thousandths of operations per second and will become unresponsive or even collapse under higher loads. Consequently, most apps employ a caching system which keeps the data most in demand in memory like DRAM for accelerating their data layer. Although this setup improves performance, it does not guarantee the required 100 millisecond end-to-end application response time, especially in cases of frequent data changes that cannot be responded from the cache. As a result, latency and throughput limitations have effectively become the new service outage, driving organizations to rethink their data layer architecture for real time. And this is where Redis comes into play with its real-time capabilities. Redis addresses all the challenges mentioned before by supporting sub-millisecond latency, even when processing millions of operations per second. The Redis community is constantly growing, and I'm happy to report that over 1,400 developers had contributed to the open source Redis project so far. We work to unify the entire open source Redis community around a single vision so that this strong, vibrant community continues to thrive. The open source leadership team, including project leaders from the Redis community, as well as other community members who have demonstrated long-term commitment and have made significant contribution to the open source Redis, operates in accordance with a transparent governance model and is responsible for managing, maintaining, and improving the open source Redis project, for guiding contributors to it, and for maintaining its popularity. And look how popular Redis is. When you look at the stats of Docker Hub, which is the marketplace for Docker containers, you will find that every day over 5 million Redis containers are launched. This is more than MongoDB, Elastic, and Cassandra combined. And then Stack Overflow, a very popular website for developers, runs a survey every year among more than 100,000 developers, and year after year, for 5 years in a row, Redis is voted as the most loved database. Redis is also the most popular real-time database according to DB Engines, which covers 383 different databases. Many organizations rely on legacy systems that are unable to keep up with today's demands of low latency, high throughput, always-on, scalability, and security. They need a modern data stack that will allow application leaders to modernize their legacy apps or deliver next-generation ones. Redis Enterprise is the real-time data platform that allows them to do so while enjoying sub-100 millisecond response time when delivering interactive experiences. And then in addition, It enables modern data models and processing engines, giving them the freedom and flexibility to build any modern app. And lastly, Redis Enterprise runs across cloud, multi-cloud, on-premises, and hybrid on a platform that you can rely on, that is enterprise hardened for mission-critical needs. During Redis Days, architects, developers, and business leaders will be able to learn more on how to modernize their legacy applications, how to build powerful real-time applications faster, and how Redis is being used to deliver key use cases and innovations, enabling to compete against digital disruptors. You are invited to hear about modernization from David Loshem and Henry Tam that will later give a talk on best practices to overcome your data architecture modernization challenges. Another interesting session that I can recommend is the customer story of the Nationwide Building Society, a British firm, which is the largest building society in the world. Alan Torletto, our field CTO, and Dr. Alexander Mikhailov, an AI/ML architect at the National Building Society, will describe how to use Redis to accelerate FinServ processes. Now, I want to talk about the key ingredients of a modern data stack. Modern application architecture is built on microservices, where each microservice may require access to a different data model. Your real-time data stack should support all popular data models and processing engines. The Redis Enterprise multi-model architecture supports, in addition to the built-in key-value data structures and its data streaming engine, a set of modules enabling modern data models such as document, graph, time series, and probabilistic, complemented by a powerful search engine, a programmability engine, and AI capabilities. One of the data models supported by Redis Enterprise is document, or the JSON format. Document stores have grown in popularity because they support dynamic schemas that can store and query different types of data so you can keep up with the rapidly changing business, market, and customer needs. Existing document data stores cannot provide the real-time experience required by many real-time apps, even when using caching systems to speed them up. This is why we created Redis JSON. This is a powerful in-memory document store with native indexing, querying, and full-text search capabilities. The enterprise offering of Redis JSON delivers 5 nines availability with support for active-active geo distribution. It is available both as a managed cloud service on all major public clouds or as a self-managed software. In November of last year, we released the public preview of Redis JSON 2.0. Since then, Redis JSON has become one of our most popular Redis modules, both in the number of container pools and the number of cloud databases created. I would like to thank our developer community and our customers for your overwhelming support. Our performance benchmarks show that Redis JSON is 12x faster than MongoDB in combined latency and throughput benchmarks. In mixed workloads, Redis JSON enables 50x more throughput than MongoDB and 7x more than Elasticsearch. Today, I'm really happy to inform that Redis JSON 2.0 is now generally available. Redis JSON supports all the traditional content, catalog, and profile management use cases supported by document stores. In addition, Redis JSON really shines in the real-time and near real-time use cases where instant response is of the essence. And let me give you a few examples. For real-time inventory management, Redis JSON can be used for storing the entire product catalog. For fraud detection use cases, user profiles, merchants profiles, and location profiles can all be stored in Redis JSON. In online gaming, Redis JSON can be used for avatar profiles and gamers profiles. In digital mobility, you can match between riders and drivers profiles stored in Redis JSON. And in endpoint security protection systems, Redis JSON can be used for devices profiles and statuses. To learn more on how you can accelerate your apps with the real-time Redis JSON document store from Redis, listen to Peter Caillou from our product team and Ash Sahu from our marketing team later today. To show the power of the platform, we have built a fintech application called RedisFi that relies entirely on Redis. RedisFi leverages Redis JSON to provide customers with an automated, algorithm-driven robo-advisor to view, analyze, and plan their financial portfolios. I would like to welcome Ash Sahu, Senior Director of Product Marketing, to show you how it feels when this fintech application executes every operation in real time. Ash, over to you.
Well, thanks, Ofer. I'm excited to be giving you a demo of how you can use Redis JSON to build real-time applications with interactive experiences. Now, we built a fintech app called RedisFi. It's actually a fully functional robo-advisor that is powered entirely by Redis to help you with your financial planning. We think it's a perfect showcase of where speed matters, but also where time is money. Our robo-advisor is powered by Redis's real-time platform and backed by sophisticated robo-advisor strategies, so you can do more with your money. So let's get started. This is a homepage, and it has my portfolio with different investments like retirement, crypto, stocks, and long-term investments. You can see that the bar charts are really showing historic information, which is also updated in real time to reflect current market prices. You can see, of course, for the crypto, we are showing it in much more higher frequency, refreshing with much more higher frequency and cadence. Right on top is the balance, which is calculated across all my investment options, and again, it's reflected quite rapidly. I've set up robo-advisor has set up an alert which will let me know if there are some big changes to market or I miss monthly payments, etc. Right? I think this is where we are bringing in really consumer-grade interactive experiences to your investment planning. Let's go into my retirement fund to help you understand how it is set up. So it is set up like a target date fund where it is having a diversified mix of stocks and ETFs. And for the purpose of the demo, I've really started putting in $300 on a bi-monthly basis, which is once per paycheck, into a mix of assets over the last 5 years. And you can see how the value of these investments have grown over time. Below, in this table below, you can see what the ticker symbols are, the name, shares owned, price, and the percentage change. All of this is calculated and updated in real time. Let's go into one of these ticker symbols to see what is this ETF. So it's a Vanguard ETF index fund, and you can see that we are pulling this information which has metadata like open, close, high, low, 52-week high, low, and also a description from the actual API. The data is updated in real time, so our graphs are actually going up and down based on the refresh rate of this stock. Now I want to go behind the scenes to show you how we have implemented this. So let's actually go into the RedisFi reference diagram. Right on the left side of the diagram is where we are getting all the data. This includes live, historic, and metadata for stock, ETFs, and cryptocurrencies. This data is integrated into a unified API using a bridge, which is how it comes into our Redis JSON. So Redis JSON is our document store. It's where the data is stored in a table. There are different tables for trades, funds, and portfolio. And you can see that JSON, the document store is the right data model because it allows a dynamic schema which supports polymorphic data. Polymorphic data means data which changes, which has different types and values. As you can guess that ETFs and bonds and crypto have very different data types and values, which has to be stored in a hierarchical data structure. Also, JSON comes with Redis Search, which allows you to create secondary indexes, perform aggregations, and run full text search on your JSON documents. All of these JSON documents are really mapped on to the front end. So this is what we call the front ending our application, where we are collating different data, which includes portfolio balance, recent price changes, ticker symbols, etc., which is sent to the front end. This is what gives it that interactive consumer grade experience. Not only it is showing and sending this data to the front end for rendering, but also it allows you to do search and aggregations using Redis Search on it. In reality, a lot of the financial services infrastructure will have legacy systems on the back end. And so Redis JSON allows you to build an in-memory data layer to give you this consumer grade experience for your customer and clients. The one below is basically updating what you show on the browser, the update happening quite rapidly and refreshed quite frequently using Redis PubSub. Now I want to actually go into a split screen view where I want to show you what are the commands which we run to make this application work. Okay, this is a split screen view, and I'm basically tailing the log files, which will give you a list of the commands which are run. When we get into the home page or the portfolio view of all my investments, you can see on the right hand side there are a JSON document which has been a JSON document out here, and this JSON document really is your front-ended document which is sent back to the browser for visualization. It consists of everything from the different investment options, include stocks, crypto, ETFs, and retirement fund, their prices, percentage change in price, balance, etc. At the same time, you are seeing this FT search and FT aggregate commands. Now, one thing we mentioned is that this data is indexed by Redis Search, and this allows you to run sort and group by operations and secondary keys. In this case, it's timestamp because all the data is shown in a chronological order on a bar chart. It also allows you to perform the aggregations on this data. Hence, you can perform calculations on this operational data coming in. Same as we go into the retirement fund, very similar things. It's front-ending the entire data into a table, into a JSON table, and this document is sent to the front end. There's one more thing I want to show you. So I want to just look up some of the ticker symbols from the search bar out here. And this is Tesla, and you can see that because Redis Search supports full text search, you can index all these values, your text values and ticker symbols and descriptions using Redis Search. So I can quickly look up ticker symbols using FT Search. I can also do something interesting, which is I search for manufacturing, and it's stemming that to find words like manufacture and manufactured. So Redis Search supports not just full text search, but stemming and fuzzy search based queries as well. This Before I end my demo, I would like to give a big thank you to Adi Wabi-Sabi, who is the principal software architect in the demo engineering group at Redis. Now, he took this from ideation to application delivery in less than 2 weeks. This speaks not just to the power of and expertise of Adi, but also the power and developer friendliness of Redis platform. Also want to thank David Meyer, who's the Senior Director of Technical Enablement at Redis, and also Demo Engineering. And I'd like to thank him for his support and helping to write up the requirements. Well, this brings me to the end of my demo. So back to you, Ofer.
This was a great demo of how real-time can help you win in this volatile market. I would like to end my part by promising you that we will continue to work hard to bring more innovations to real-time data, and by this, help you all create amazing applications. We are living in an extremely unexpected world. We are barely out of a 2-year pandemic and are already coping with a major geopolitical conflict. So I hope for the safety of all of you, especially the people of Ukraine. Thank you very much and enjoy the conference.
Thank you, Ofer and team. Ofer really defines the age of real time and shows how sub-millisecond performance of data layer to address everyday use cases that are present across every industry and a must-have for application developers and enterprises in a digital-first world.